Here, the example is that we've got x cubed has undergone the following transformations. It's reflected in the x-axis, reflected in the x-axis. So the x-axis is this axis, so if it's reflected, that's a vertical reflection, right? So that's vertical. Vertically stretched by a factor of 2. I'm going to do the horizontally in a different color. Horizontally there. And then vertically translated 4 down. Okay, and we're just doing our quick equation. Okay, so put the horizontal and the vertical, and then it says list the coordinates of these 2 points. I don't even need to know what the parent function is, right? This is irrelevant. It's just take those 2 points and undergo these transformations, right? The parent function, it actually doesn't even matter. We're just going to do our little equation. So I'm going to do, I could just do this separate, but since I'm given 2 points, I'll do my little chart, right? So I'll do my chart like I was going to graph it. And again, this is not a long question, so we're going to just put it here. Okay, so it doesn't ask to describe, so I'm going to go straight to this chart here. And all I'm going to do is I want you to do the point 1, 1 and the point -2, -8. Okay, so then my equations here are going to be for the vertical is the highlighted one. So reflected in the x-axis, so I'll go negative. Stretched by a factor of 2, -2y, and 4 units down, so -4. For my horizontal, compressed by a factor of 1/3. So what do I put in front of here? 1/3. Remember, the words are the words that are happening. Don't flip it, right? No reflection on that one. That's when you go back to the equation. 3 units to the right, so there'll be 3 units to the right, so +3. So this is exactly the words that you wrote, right? So it's a third of it, and to the right 3. And that's it. So we're just going to find those 2 points. So 1 goes in, 1 times a third, so it's 3 1/3. I don't care if you write 3 1/3 or 10/3. It's up to you. Okay, and then 1 goes in here, so it's -6. So therefore, my point would be 10/3, -6 for that one. Okay, and then this one here, we don't usually ask you 2 points at once, right? Because once you get it wrong, you'll get it wrong. Yes?
What about the reflection of the x-axis?
Reflection of the x-axis is this one here. Yeah. Right? And usually we don't ask you 2 points because, right, once you get one wrong, the other one's going to be wrong because you're using the same equation. So we just practice. So -2/3 +3. You can do that on the side. I think that's all I want you to do is be able to do that on the side. So if you pull this in, so 1/3 times -2 +3. So that's -2/3 +3. You can do that on the side here. So that'll be over 1. So 7/3, right? So just do that on the rough. And so I'd have 7/3. Right? Or 2 1/3. It's up to you. And then here, -8, 16 -4, so 12. So therefore, it would be 7/3, 12. And that's all. Very nice little example. Yes?
But how come when you write the horizontal compression and stretch, how come it doesn't flip?
This is actually what's happening. So it's not a reflection, it's not the reciprocal, because I am actually compressing it by 1/3. So that's what goes into my actual diagram. So this is what's happening, it's 1/3, and I am shifting it to the right 3, so I am doing +3. When I go to the equation, so if I was asking you for the equation, that's when you would do y equals, and you go -2, and you go 3. Here's where it would be backwards. That's where it would be backwards. So this would be in the equation, but when you're describing it to yourself and you're writing it, that's actually physically what's happening to the graph, right? So that's when it goes backwards, yeah. Okay. And the next example is the same, except the first sentence. Okay, that first sentence tells you The coordinates, this is the most important, are on the transformed function. This is why I want to show you this example. So again, we did the same example in grade 11. We didn't do it cubed, and this was the difference between the two. One of them is showing you where the new points are going to be, and this is saying this is on the transformed. The function underwent these transformations. I want you to find the original point. So I want you to find the original point on the parent function. So back, you're going backwards. So this is the backwards question. So I can do the chart, but on the chart, I'm putting it into the answer. So I'm just going to do two equations. So I know that xt and yt are my two, right? Just like I was filling in the chart. But this part here, this 2, 3, you're subbing that in, and you're putting this here. So 2 goes on this side, and the negative 13 goes on this side. Okay, so that's the answer to whatever I transformed. So we're putting it in the answer, not finding it, not subbing it in, but putting it to the left side. So here, the function underwent reflection in the y-axis. So reflection in the y-axis means I flipped it over the y-axis. That's horizontal. Vertically compressed, I'll use green. So this is vertical. Okay. Horizontally compressed, that's horizontal. Horizontally translated, and this one is vertical. I separate it so I know vertical and horizontal. Okay, so reflection in the y-axis means this way. You're flipping it left to right, so that is negative here. Horizontally compressed by a factor of 1/3, so 1/3 stays here. And left 8, so minus 8. Here, compressed by a factor of 1/2, so 1/2 y, and 5 units up, so plus 5. Okay, and we subbed it not in to find the coordinate, but subbed it as it equals to find the coordinate. Okay, so we're putting it what it equals versus what we did before on the chart here was that we subbed it into the x and the y. This time we know it equals it. The answer was this. So we're going to go ahead and solve this. So bring the 8 over, so that'll be 10. Multiply both sides by 3, so it'll be, right, so multiply everything by 3, so it'll be 30 equals negative x, and then divide both sides by -1, or you could have done that in one step. Okay, so if you could have gone there, then that's okay. Here, same thing. Bring the 5 over, so -18. Oh, I keep writing funny things. Bring that, so it's -18. Multiply both sides by 2. So we'll get -36 equals -y, and then divide both sides by negative, so 36 equals y. And yep, if you can go a little faster, you can go faster. So therefore, my point would be -30. Oh, I don't know where I got this 1/2 from. I copied it from here, right? It's 1/2, isn't it? I was like, they're both not reflected, it's just one. This one's reflected, this one's not. So 1/2, 1/2, and then that's my answer. Sorry. I keep doing funny things today. So it's 1/2, bring the 5 over, -18, multiply both sides by 2, and that's my answer. Yeah. Sorry about all my mistakes here. And one last set of questions. Again, I added this question because it's in your homework somewhere, and then people always ask me. So we'll just do 2 examples just so that we can answer it. Okay, so the next page.